Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Sith Council. Lots going on this week, man. If you already didn't know, I have the Moon Knight reviews up on the channel. Got Morbius up on the channel. And now we got a Sith Council. And Donald Glover, he addressed the Lando series. What the hell's going on with that? Hayden Christiansen talks about Darth Vader and how it felt being back in the suit. And we take a lot of your questions. It's myself and it's Mike Kalinowski, the killer is here, and it's Sith Council. I guarantee you that we are going to have a fun conversation here. Steph Sabra is still drinking tea in London. She will be back sooner or later, but what you guys need to know, not yet for that one, you guys need to head on over and subscribe. Hit that like button, hit the notification button, do the bells, do all that stuff. All right, it's Sith Council. Let's do it.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus. Makes you stronger.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Sith Council. It is the 30th, last day. I think it's the last day. No, one more day in March. Almost over. It's almost over. There he is. What's up, buddy?
Here I am. Look at that space I got. What, I got to sit over here? You want me to move?
No, it's...
Nope, the other way. Camera goes the other way.
Nah, you're fine.
All right, why not?
Whatever. But we'll do it like this. So check this out.
Put you in there.
No one's there. Perfect.
Okay, well, there we go.
There we go.
I'm going to lean over this way.
Mike Kalinowski's back, ladies and
How about
gentlemen.
this? Is this better?
Inner Geekdom champion of the world. Lots to talk about here.
I hope so.
Yeah, so I had, you know what I didn't do? No, I did that.
What didn't you do?
Questions. I have questions from the audience that I took from my Facebook page, and there's some good ones. There's some really good ones that we'll talk about. I did that last week, and they seemed to like it, so we did it again. But there are some stories. There are some stories that we're going to talk about, and the first one. We're about to find that out in just a second, Mike. The first one is Hayden Christiansen and Vader.
Yeah.
Vader. Darth Vader.
Lord Vader.
Lord Vader. You got to have a really good relationship with Palpatine now after your win at Spectacular, huh?
Oh, you damn right I do.
Yeah,
Come on
did you
now.
have to think about that for a second?
I did. I was like, I've won so many matches. Come on. I don't
look at
remember.
you. But that was a good one. Now, listen, this is Hayden Christiansen,
Yeah.
and he's talking about playing Vader in Obi-Wan series. What he said was it felt very natural and meaningful to him. This is from the great Miguel Fernandez over at Star Wars Newsnet. It is well known by now that the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series is bringing back Hayden Christiansen to play Darth Vader. And while Vader may not have been present in the teaser trailer release, that's a good thing, he very much is in the series and will be an important part of its marketing. Entertainment Weekly, which is releasing its last printed issue, has just released more bits from their interview with Hayden Christiansen. The magazine also had chats with Ewan McGregor, Moses Ingram, series writer Joby Harold, series director Deborah Chow, and Kathleen Kennedy, which you can check out. When asked when it felt like putting back the suit on, Christiansen said this. Well, without getting into too much detail, it was amazing. It was a great honor to put that suit on. He went on to describe how his role in Obi-Wan Kenobi is a natural continuation of his journey from Revenge of the Sith. It was mostly a lot of excitement because I had spent enough time with this character and it felt like I knew him. And coming back to it felt very natural in a lot of ways. And I was really just excited to come in and play Darth Vader at this point in the timeline because it did feel like a natural continuation of the journey with the character. And that was very meaningful to me. He was then asked about coming back to the role and the Star Wars franchise as a whole after 17 years and what he said. The whole experience was very surreal. Just the nature of coming back after all this time. It's such a unique opportunity. One that both Ewan and I were very grateful for. One of the things I love so much about working on Star Wars projects is just the shared excitement, that everyone's real excited to be here. You feel that energy, and that's a real special thing. He also said, I don't know what I can share in terms of behind-the-scenes type of stuff because I don't think they want me saying too much, but I can tell you the first time I saw Ewan as Obi-Wan again, it was a very special moment for me and one I'll remember for a very long time. We will certainly be hearing more from Hayden Christiansen as the marketing starts ramping up. Wouldn't it be a treat if both he and Ewan McGregor did the press rounds together? Fans can dream, and we now are less than 2 months away from the release of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which is coming to Disney Plus on May 25th. All right, lots to break down there, Mike.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is we had talked about this many times over with him coming back. Obviously, he's going to be...
You talked with Hayden Christiansen?
We did. He came in, and but we didn't talk about what you thought about that. He's a big fan of Ozark. Did you know that?
It's weird. Yeah, I know.
It's not weird. It's a great show.
Like Jason Bateman.
Well, he does. And so it's not. So why would you say that was weird?
Because we were talking about Star Wars. We went off on the Ozark tangent.
That's fair.
I wasn't prepared as a pundit.
Who was? I wasn't.
Yeah.
Were you?
Nope.
No. So you and I have talked about in the past
Yes.
is that he is obviously going to be putting on the suit, but it does seem like a waste if you don't have him do more than just put on the suit, because anybody could put the suit on for in a certain capacity.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. We look at Mandalorian. Pedro very rarely puts on the suit.
Right.
From just what we see and what we know.
But what about difference? Pedro uses his voice. They're not going to be using Hayden's voice for Vader.
Are we sure?
I mean, they shouldn't.
We don't know that.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not.
Why would they use Hayden's voice unless it's off of the modulator? And, that makes no sense.
I mean, it's so okay. So what are we going? We're not going to see him. I don't know. Who knows? Do we see Obi-Wan seeing Anakin in the suit but without the helmet on?
I think you're going to see him in the tank a couple times, and you probably see him in the
that
makeup
stuff I see more of.
But I'm talking about, do you think because of the stuff that they've done in both Boba Fett and what they've done in Mando, that with the flashbacks?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping we're going to get the two of them, in a mission, mid-mission, reminiscing about something.
Right.
I hope. I don't know.
I think it plays into that whole thing, and he was a good friend. Let's see some more of those moments.
Yeah.
And let's see them in the Clone Wars
That banter
era.
of them in the elevator and going to see Padme in Episode 2. That was the kind of stuff like they're talking about in the Nest of Gundarks and all that stuff. And you want to see that stuff because we've seen it in comics. They did that in comics a little bit. But
they could kick your ass and do one like a full episode.
Kick my ass?
Everyone's ass.
Okay.
Just basically, if imagine if Episode 2 ends with Vader showing up, because I think they're going to keep him. You might not see him in the first one. I think they're going to try to establish the Inquisitors
and
the Inquisitors trying to be the main ones that are hunting down, and then Vader's going to get involved in like 2 or 3, you would assume.
Okay. So
at the end, imagine at the end of 2 he shows up, and this is similar to what they did in Rebels, but at the end of 2, but they start in 3. But 3 is a flashback. Once Kenobi knows that Vader's running around the joint and it's him, that Kenobi the whole episode is a flashback episode.
Or maybe Anakin's the one that has the flashbacks.
Either way, they're both inside of that that memory or whatever it might be, and you see an adventure of the two of them. I think fans will lose it over that. But it just shows they've both talked about it, both Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christiansen, on how it felt natural to be back. Like it was good to see each other. Like they both had this kind of surreal thing of them connecting to each other again. They always had that connection, and even in the prequels, you could tell that they really got along. So this is pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. It's exciting.
That's why you're here, for the color commentary.
That's right.
That's all you got. That's all you got for that one.
Yeah,
okay.
But again, we're at that area of speculation.
Yes.
And I don't want to set myself up for disappointment where we don't get what I would want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what do you want to see?
I want to see them riding some kind of beast, fighting off something
in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, being partners and just having that camaraderie, master and apprentice type stuff.
Yeah.
We might not get that. And
Deborah
I need
Chow
to
also
temper my expectations.
And that's fair. And Deborah Chow actually had an interview. I think it's the same interview, but she talked about Vader and this is a very different Vader than what we're going to see from like Episode 4, which makes sense because this is only Vader 9 or 10 years removed from Revenge of the Sith. He's
Luke is what, 10?
Luke's 10.
Yeah.
And so Vader's 10. Also, the Darth Vader himself, the
being Vader for 10 years.
He's been 10 years,
okay.
So he's dealing with this pain. But the question is, this is another thing. He moves pretty fast in, obviously from Revenge of the Sith, or even Rebels. He moves a little faster, right?
His body, like his movements?
He just moves right because he moves slow in 4 and 5.
He seems like an old man at that point, but
right. So and maybe he went through some more stuff. Like what if he and he seems even slower after the fight with Ahsoka. Like he had a fight with Ahsoka, and then once Ahsoka messed him up. So he was like limping at the end of it.
I mean, we see that whole thing. They do the joke about being a Tatooine really ages you.
Yeah.
But with Vader, it makes sense. He's living on borrowed time in that machine, so his body, he's not
just withered down.
Yeah.
So, but maybe there's one more battle in this series that really puts him over the edge.
That's why when they do
slow.
that one guy who did, and it was cool to see, but where he did that redesigned New Hope fight between the two of them, where they're much more agile.
Great. Yeah.
It's great, but it's like it doesn't really.
Well, I mean, you understand why he's so clunky because he's just been through the ringer,
right?
But
I get it.
And same thing with Obi-Wan. Like Obi-Wan's got to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's got to be. We'll see. We'll see where it goes with the mission itself, but it's right around the corner, man. It's like it's.
It is what, 3 weeks, a month, about a month.
Just 2 months. 2 months.
Oh, you're right.
2 months, but still.
It's not at the end of May, not April. I keep thinking we're at the end of April right now.
But it's so because Moon Knight just hit.
And that's 6 episodes,
That's
right?
6 episodes.
So and that'll take us to mid-April, mid-May.
Mid-May, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we get both Obi-Wan and Top Gun 2 on the same day. How great was that trailer?
Oh man,
another conversation though.
Top Gun, buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's and then as I mentioned before, Deborah Chow. She mentioned Darth Vader in Obi-Wan, said it was going to be a different Vader. He's still kind of learning it. So that and that's great that they're paying attention to that as well.
Yeah.
The other story that dropped, and this dropped today, and that would be Donald Glover talking about Lando. Now, I don't know too much about these comments yet. Do you?
I don't.
Okay,
I was driving around all morning doing errands trying to get here.
We're learning this together. Ever since, and this is from Miguel again. Miguel writes like a lot of the great stuff on Star Wars Newsnet. Most of the really great, and there's tons of great writers on Star Wars Newsnet. But I feel like every time I pull up,
you know what I like about them and all the different writers?
What?
They all have different voices, but none of them are
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a couple sites I go to that like certain writers just kill me on their sites. It's like this negative
fans.
Crap.
No, they bring the fun.
So for them, when I tune in, it's just like
they'll be critical.
I know what I'm getting.
It's
fine to be critical.
They'll be critical and stuff, but I've been following Star Wars Newsnet for like 6 years, man. Like
because it comes from a place of love.
It does. That's what I'm saying. All right, so Miguel says, ever since the Lando Disney Plus series was announced back in December 2020, which I think, I don't understand why they did that, because they didn't even have Donald
That was that big Kathleen Kennedy picture slate.
Yeah, that was the one that, out of all of them, I like that there was a lot of the stuff there that is coming to fruition, but that one, they didn't even have Donald Glover like attached when they announced it, which I thought was so silly. There has been no word from Lucasfilm or anybody involved in the project. We didn't know whether Billy D. Williams, who's about to turn 85, or Donald Glover would be back, or any plot details. However, Donald Glover may have recently hinted about his involvement in the show. Glover is currently promoting his new FX series Atlanta, which is airing in its 3rd season. And speaking to Jimmy Kimmel, he was directly asked, "Are you working on a new Lando project now for Disney Plus?" And Glover said the following: "Am I? No. Yeah, I have a lot of things. I like to blossom and then go away, and right now it's definitely the start of another one of those. I have a lot of stuff I've been working on, but I just wanted it all to come out at the same time. I feel like that was what important to me." While he never mentioned Lando, the context was clear, and it is important that not only did he didn't shut it down, but he also said it's definitely the start of another one of those. He does go on to mention that he's working on many other projects, and that should also be kept in mind. However, this is not a situation in which a Lando Disney Plus series is a rumor out there, as it was for Ewan McGregor and his long-rumored Obi-Wan. Kathleen Kennedy announced the project during an official Disney presentation. So if Glover was not attached, he probably would have just dodged the question or denied it completely. Good points.
Yeah.
Glover created Atlanta back in 2016. He's writing, directing, and starring in the 3rd and 4th seasons, which were shot back-to-back last year. That could be why we haven't heard about Lando for a year and a half, and as the studio may have been waiting for the actor to finish his other projects, he's also attached to star in Mr. and Mrs. Smith for Prime Video. Though that project has some creative differences beyond the scenes, and it is unclear which state it currently is in. Let's see, Justin Simeon, Netflix's Dear White People, was attached from the beginning as developing the story, but we don't know if he'll be back as the head writer, director, or will receive a story by credit. Let's see. We'll keep you posted on more information coming out on Lando. Less than 2 months away from Star Wars Celebration. It's possible we'll get more information about the series during a panel there. Yeah, I think Miguel's right. I think that basically if he's not shutting it down,
right,
it's certainly possible. And we're going to get a lot of information at Star Wars Celebration about tons of stuff. We just don't know about what.
I don't think we'll get anything about this.
Nothing about Lando?
Nah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it's a priority for them.
I mean, look, you got to.
That's my thoughts.
Your thoughts are valid. So look, but the thing is, they announced these series, whether it was Ahsoka, Acolyte. They announced all these back in like 2020.
Yeah,
right.
I think it was. We were in the pandemic. Yeah, we were shut down.
Yeah, it was 2020 when they announced this stuff, and they did a big thing. That was so when you get Acolyte, that'll be 3 years from when they announced it.
Okay.
And we're in 2022 when we get to Celebration.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they announce some TV shows that come out now? Like you can start.
So you think they're going to announce more stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
New stuff.
So let's go through. We do this often on the show.
Let's do it.
All right. So we know this year.
Yeah.
This year, we'll start with 2022. The remainder of it. We got Obi-Wan coming out in May.
Yes.
We got Bad Batch coming up after that, I think.
Yep.
Around
Midsummer.
the same time. Then Andor comes out after that.
Yep.
With Mandalorian closing out the year.
So 4 more this year.
Right.
Yes.
So,
4.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, right. So, and then 2023,
Right,
you can
okay.
still include Mandalorian because it'll start the year.
Yeah.
Same way you did with Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Right. So, Boba Fett Mandalorian starts the year, and then you're going to get Acolyte, and you're going to get Ahsoka. That's 3 for sure. Now the question is, do you get another season of Mandalorian?
Wait, Mandalorian, and then Ahsoka,
and
Acolyte.
then
So
Acolyte.
2.5. Mandalorian, but Ahsoka and Acolyte haven't even started filming, have they?
I think that Ahsoka just is gearing up. Remember, it only takes them about a year to do all this. That's the difference between TV. It doesn't take
I
about a
know
year.
that, but we're still
So
we're getting close. Yeah.
So and then the question is, do they do another season of Boba Fett? Obi-Wan now is rumored that they could do a second season of Obi-Wan if it goes well.
That's a rumor? I thought this was a one and done.
That's what people thought, but Kathleen Kennedy didn't shoot it down when she said it just depends on the story itself. That came out recently. But that's my point, though, right? So we don't know. And then Mandalorian season 4 then could come out either at the end of next year or sometime in 2024. So that means you don't really have any. If Boba Fett is that series or another animated series or this or the other thing is, so going into this the catalyst of this conversation, we had that rumor about the High Republic show about like the Stranger Things Young Academy thing that's been rumored, right?
Okay.
That could possibly be announced to come out in 2024, 2025. Lando now could be announced to come out 2024, 2025, or hell, even 2026. But I think probably in that 2024 area. I think there's going to be one that people aren't even talking about. I think there's going to be like 3 shows that are announced.
Okay. But that kind of goes. So we just talked about, and we just said how 2020 they announced all these shows without anything attached. No, this, that.
Only one show they did that for. Only one.
2.
What was the other one? Oh, well,
Knights of the Old Republic.
No,
or no,
I know
Rangers.
what you mean, the Rangers. You're right.
Yeah.
Right. So there were
we
2.
assumed it was going to be Cara Dune, but we didn't.
They had a plan to do it, and then the thing just went sideways. But they had a plan to do it. So,
and that
but
was the
yes,
one I was most excited for.
but you're
That
not
sucks.
wrong though. There was nobody that was announced with that series. But they did announce. But the counter to that is they also announced Ahsoka. They announced.
I'll say this: Marvel has gotten so good, and they're now part of the same thing.
Yeah.
Where every show they've announced, it's going.
Right.
And when one comes out, like Armor Wars, then now that these next phase of like She-Hulk, Moon Knight, those in Miss Marvel, we're getting teases, we're getting cast pictures, we're getting like merchandise stuff. And now like the Armor Wars, Secret Invasion, the leaks are starting to happen of the on-set stuff. So that's different with Star Wars. Star Wars, like we still have no stuff from Ahsoka. We don't know. So it seems like the machine is not as well oiled, perhaps.
I don't know. For TV, I think it is because I think Filoni has a wrap. Knows what he wants to do with Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka's already.
I'm sure it's going, but they don't have like the fact like, all right, we're going to go into filming. While this is filming, we're going to announce this, and then
They're not doing that though. They're doing that for Acolyte. No, we do see that.
What do we got for Acolyte? We don't know anything. We don't know anything.
They're shooting already. They're getting ready
Who's
to shoot.
the cast?
They have the cast.
What?
Yes, they do.
Am I out of it?
You are. Let's bring in the cast.
Yeah, come on now. Bring out the cast of the Acolyte.
All right. So,
look at him. Look at Maverick.
I know they can't see that. But I'm going to bring on the Acolyte. The Acolyte.
Yeah, I had no cast announced.
They have. Uh-oh.
There we go. Lizzo's big girls.
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that because I'm going to get shut down. All right, the Acolyte TV series.
Yep, there
here
we go.
go.
All right.
So
I'm
we
looking.
have.
All right, okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, what do we got?
All right,
I don't see any cast anywhere.
Relax.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
one person.
Amanda Steinberg.
One person. That's
one person.
Cast of 1.
But we do know that.
So that's a good little graphic there with all the shows. Right there on IMDb.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so they have Lando, Rangers of the New Republic. What's Dissidents, a Star Wars story? What the hell is that?
Dissidents. Not Dissidents.
Well, I didn't see.
Dissidents, yeah.
Dissidents. What is Dissidents?
That looks like a fan film.
4 rebels on the run from dark forces.
See, this is why IMDb, you can't go off it. This is a fan film.
What the hell is that?
Look at that.
It is a fan. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is.
It's a fan film.
Whatever. Either way.
But anyone
I think announcements, though. We will get announcements for some TV shows, but I do think.
Okay,
but I think the big news is going to come out of the film.
You think they're going to announce a film?
Announce a film? Yes. Will that film come to fruition? I have no idea.
After the debacle of Rogue Squadron and all that?
They haven't learned their lesson. If you don't think they're going to announce Taika Waititi's movie, you're out of your mind. Taika will be there.
I can't fathom the whole. They have been the director roundtable of films with them and not announcing, and it's a disaster.
And they
why
lose
can they not?
The creative difference because their reasoning for what a measure of success in television is vastly different from their measure
I
of
know
success
that.
in film. And that's why.
I get
and
that.
it's like, and so there's too many cooks in the kitchen with film that they say, oh, okay, fine. If we get the subscribers and we have the fans are happy on TV, then let them do their thing and then let them go. Is way more.
I know. They just don't see the $1 billion signs.
No, because
I know.
Because with the movies, they're so concerned that they're going to have, because if it bombs out again, it doesn't, not necessarily bomb out, but like it doesn't hit the way they want it to.
Right.
But I think that's why I think, because if you're Kathleen Kennedy right now and you want to try to go with a sure thing, if you're her, you lead now with Taika Waititi. You lead now with him, and you say, okay, this guy, and he's got Thor coming out, right?
Yeah.
He's got these other movies. Right now, he's the golden child, right? He's doing threesomes on roofs. I mean, he's doing everything. So,
what?
Oh, you never saw that story?
There's a video of him doing a threesome on a roof?
Not a video, but like just look it up. He's
good for him, living his best life, filming Star Wars,
and wait until you see who it was with.
Is it a smoke show?
We'll talk about it. So either way, the guy is a he's just doing it right.
And he's playing a pirate on TV.
And so he's going to announce his movie. Now, what that movie is, who knows? And Kevin Feige, you said it best. He's so busy. Who knows what he's going to do?
I can't see Feige getting involved with anything Star Wars.
It would be.
I know he wants.
It's
to.
It's a moment though. If he shows up
at
Celebration, though, it's talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I think they're going to pull out all stuff. It's the first Celebration, because I think they were supposed to do Celebration last year. It got moved, and now it's this year. It's going to be in Anaheim. It's going to be a massive thing. So they're going to try to pull out all stops. I don't give a. I mean, the guy I'm talking to now, this guy goes to WonderCon, for God's sakes, and treats it like it's like the biggest thing in the world.
I love the conventions, man.
I know.
I'm old school. I like to walk the floor.
Who goes to WonderCon?
I do.
Why?
It's fun.
What is it?
Because it's a convention.
I know, but I don't know.
I like to walk to the tables and see all the fucking artists and writers and all that stuff, and I like to shop for toys and stuff.
All right. Well, Comic-Con is also. I'm not going. This is the first time in not including the last 2 years, obviously, but since when it was active, first time I'm not going to Comic-Con.
You're not going to go to San Diego Comic-Con?
I'm going to go to Star Wars.
Well, first of all, they have not announced it yet still.
Which is another thing. And then they had it on Thanksgiving. That was bright.
That was ridiculous. But Comic-Con itself, they've not. We're all kind of waiting like, hey, when are we going to get the announcement that it's going? I don't know if it's going to go.
I'm over it. I'm going.
Nah, come on. That's our.
Star Wars, hold on for you.
But you don't even go. You don't even go. Usually, you don't do the floor. You like to go to the.
I like to go to the parties.
Yeah, come on, man. You're not going to be there this year?
I don't think so.
You're out of your damn mind.
I don't think so.
Come on, man.
I don't think so. I mean, you know why I used to really go? Back in the Schmoes days, because we would go
hold the Schmodown thing.
Well, we get it. No, not the Schmodown itself, but go into the panels. We would get to those panels. Yeah. And we would see the footage that was exclusive, and then we would talk to the audience about it, and they would get their information. Now it's on the internet 5 seconds later.
That. I don't go for the Hall H stuff.
Yeah,
I could care less. I go for the floor. I love the floor, man. Yeah. I'm up in the thick of it.
No, that's what you should be going. Like I want nothing to do with that. Okay. I went 1 year, Mike. Yeah, and I don't know where it was. It might actually Celebration. I'll go because Celebration's my Comic-Con. Right?
Yeah, but Celebration is too much Disney. If you could
Star Wars Celebration.
Isn't it attached? Oh, I'm thinking. You're
thinking of D23.
Yeah, I can't with the Disneyites.
No.
I can't.
No, Star Wars Celebration to me is my favorite because it's the difference for me in Star Wars to Comic-Con is that with Comic-Con you walk through say the floor. You're walking on the floor and you make a left and there's going to be stuff that ultimately this doesn't interest me. Then you turn to the right and there's Batman. That interests me. Yeah. Every left, right, straight that you see at Celebration, it's Star Wars. Okay. And you're like, oh, that part's cool, that art's cool. It's my favorite. Okay. No doubt. But I understand. I understand. But I will say that one time I got only time this ever happened. I'm pretty sure it was Star Wars Celebration. I've told this story before. Ellis and I were walking
on the floor.
Okay. And something hit us. Oh God. Some kind of smell. Mike?
Like a smell hit you?
Yeah, a smell hit me. It brought me to my knees.
Oh God!
And Ellis goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I go, "Dude, I've never smelled anything like that before. I don't know what it was."
Some guy was probably waiting in line for about 2 hours for a collectible Ninja Turtle.
But it wasn't. It wasn't
and
like
he shit himself.
It wasn't. I don't know what it was.
Do you think someone died and they were sitting there?
No,
in a chair?
It was somebody that walked by, but I don't know what it was because
he's probably dead inside.
Maybe it was a Wookiee or something. I don't know, but it wasn't. But it wasn't. But it wasn't body odor. It wasn't crap. It wasn't. halitosis. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it just like formed. It was like the nothing that just hit me and brought me to my knees. And I said, "What the hell was that?"
I can just picture how busy that place is, and you on your fucking knees, and Ellis turning it into a comedy bit.
He was just like, "What's going on?" I go, "Dude, you didn't smell that?"
Dude, I know, man, and I look forward to it every year.
You don't look forward to this.
Like I go with the geek buddies, Roca and those guys, and
yeah, look,
it's my thing, man. I love it. I love to have a Wetzel's pretzel or an Auntie Annie's, a Diet Coke, and walk that floor. And I'll tell you, since the Schmodown, man, I meet people come up to me, Schmodown people, and it's kind of cool.
Oh, I love it. It's look, listen. Yeah, go into it. It was some of the best times of my life. I just think that this year I'm just not.
I get it. This could have been that year for a lot of people after the 2-year break. Like,
it's nothing against the convention itself. I understand why it's WonderCon. I don't understand, but Comic-Con I understand. San Diego I understand very much so, and I understand why people go and love it for sure. I just think this year that I think I did my last one.
You don't like walking the gas lamp. No, I do. Just all the food and all the people.
I do. Yeah. No. It's. I'm not saying. Oh, I hate it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I just
outgrew it.
I just think I'm done.
Okay.
And I don't. I think everybody going. I understand why they go, and I think that they should go, and it's a great experience. It's so much fun. I'm just Star Wars Celebration will be my thing this year.
This will be honestly my first Star Wars Celebration
that you've ever gone to.
Never gone,
dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you might fall in love.
I'm building a Death Watch Mandalorian outfit lately.
Are you
not
really?
for that. But
you might as well wear it.
Like I was talking to some guys online, like Star Wars guys. Like the past couple years of Star Wars has kind of reignited my love of Star Wars.
Well, the television shows done that. But I'll tell you, you want to get reignited with a love, Mike?
You damn right.
Sunday.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And I know you like to take care of your stuff, and you got to take care of your lawn. You have to take care of the lawn. And I know a lot of people right now, because you think about it, it's winter time and spring is almost here. Everybody, it's here. And we're so close to feel that soft grass under our feet, but we got to get the lawns back in shape. And that's what Sunday does. It gets your lawn growing, and it helps you keep it healthy all season long. And a lot of people get worried about the chemicals that you're using because you want to make sure that the yard is looking its best. But traditional lawn care, it lays down 90 million pounds of pesticides each year. But Sunday is very different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards. So most of us right now, they're not thinking about lawns, but this time it is time to prep. Because you're probably thinking that you have so much work to do to get your lawn green and healthy again, but Sunday takes care of all the work for you. Sunday can help you grow out a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. All you have to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. They use soil and climate data to create a personal nutrient plan delivered to your door just when you need it. Just attach a ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray it. It takes less than 15 minutes. And the best of all is that it works. Sunday is offering Sith Council listeners 20% off. That's full season plans starting at just $120, and you can get 20% off at checkout when you go to getsunday.com/Sith. That is 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/Sith20, Or you can use Big Thing 20 also. I'll put the code in the description. You can use Big Thing 20, and you can get the discount. But it's worth it. It is awesome. It is Sunday. We've been using it. We're excited for it. Do it, and let the English see you do it. All right. So that was look. We just talked about the two.
Let the English.
Topics.
What was that?
You don't know where that's from?
No.
Do it.
Let the English see you do it.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's from Braveheart, man. Get your shit together.
Man, it's been a long time since I've
seen
movie. That. I know.
Great movie. So we have some other stuff here. So Lando series. Now, whether or not... So final discussion on Lando. Do you think we hear anything about it at Celebration? Yay or nay?
Nope.
I say yeah.
I think that thing is going the way of the dodo bird.
Okay. Greg Spalding. What character from the prequels or the original trilogy would you say has a dark horse shot of being in the Obi-Wan series? What character from the prequels or the original trilogy? All right, go ahead, Mike.
Which character from the prequels or the original trilogy would we see in the Obi-Wan series? That has not been that we've not seen like Dex
I don't know.
already. Dex.
No, we haven't seen Dex in.
Wait a minute.
When did we see Dex?
Hold on a second. Then am I fooled by Brian Ward?
Probably.
There was a picture of Obi-Wan next to Dex.
He loves Dex, man.
Hold on.
That was Photoshop.
I'm pulling this up because it looked like the Entertainment Weekly thing.
It's Brian Ward, guy.
Did I get bamboozled?
You got bamboozled.
I don't. Yeah, then Dex.
No one was talking about
Dex.
Dex. You think Dex?
No, he's not going back to Coruscant, so he's not seen Dex. I have a feeling Plo Koon is going to show up.
Well, Plo Koon's dead, isn't he?
Aren't they going before if we need to?
It depends. It depends on when they... No, I mean, the series takes place 10 years later.
Let me tell you why I think
Jimmy Smits, we know Bail Organa is coming in.
Can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
Because in all the art of Book of Boba Fett, they used Plo Koon instead of Luke for that scene.
Yeah, but that's
why did they pick Luke? Why did they pick Plo Koon? I mean,
I have an answer for that. Do you want to know the answer?
Yeah, I do.
Because they wanted to trick everybody. Because Dave.
Well, I know why, but why did they could have put any Jedi in there? But why him?
You gonna let me finish?
Nope.
Plo Koon is Dave Filoni's favorite Jedi. He said it many times over. So they figured that if they said Plo Koon enough, people would believe it because they knew how much Dave Filoni wanted to bring Plo Koon.
And you
back.
don't. But it wouldn't have made sense in that movie in Mandalorian.
But people sometimes buy things.
But it could make more sense in this. If we're seeing Anakin
that he actually comes back, you mean? I don't know.
No, that the fact that we're going to get in a flashback. He's there with them. If he's his favorite guy,
sure,
yeah,
sure, it's
put
possible.
money on it. Take that to the bank.
Remember, he's not even a producer on this show, but we'll see.
And you could take that to the bank.
I think Palpatine is somebody who could definitely show up for sure.
You mean to tell me
what?
This right here? Oh God, it's not zooming in.
It
even has the Entertainment Weekly watermark. Brian Ward, you did that?
Yes. It's fake. You don't think everybody would be talking about? You don't think that the freaking John Hoey would be talking about?
News goes so fast in this town on Twitter. I can't keep up. So that's not real.
It'd be a hashtag make Dexter happen or something if John Hoey saw that.
God dang.
Yeah.
Bamboozled by the internet.
You get
Son
screwed.
of a.
But anyway,
Okay.
I think
Brian
I think Palpatine. I actually hope that they keep it so under wraps and they do a flashback with Padme. I really do.
You mean Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
You know, seeing how much she's having fun on Love and Thunder.
She's involved in it right now.
Yeah, I don't. And seeing how much love Hayden's getting now for his portrayal.
It's not crazy.
It's not out of the realm possibility.
No, I think Leia definitely shows up. I know these are these are like side characters they're talking about. I mean, again, Bail Organa. I don't know who else.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Commander Cody.
So I think someone
knowing how much history Obi-Wan and Commander Cody have.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tamora Morrison shows up in this as one of those, whether Cody or even Dex.
He's involved,
Rex, right?
He's there.
Yeah,
I see that. Yeah. I've seen some great fan art of like a deconstructed, de-aged him. It looked really good.
I want to see IG-88 also.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. I think it came out last week, so I wasn't here. There's that talk of a well-loved bounty hunter is appearing.
Oh, yeah, they said it. Who it is.
Do we know who it is?
Yeah.
Dengar?
No,
IG-88?
No, it's not. I can't remember. Shoot.
Bosk? Zuckuss?
Watch your mouth.
That's the name of him, Zuckuss.
I'll tell you. They said it. They have it on Star Wars Newsnet. They're probably.
Yeah, I saw that. I just saw the. See, with this stuff, it's kind of like what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to.
This is an exclusive.
I don't want to know everything. That's why I'm staying away from stuff like this.
Well, here you go. Now you're going to find out.
Major spoiler warning. Zuckuss.
Is that? Zuckuss?
No, it's Forlam.
Is that who that is?
That's Forlam, yeah. Come on, you're talking the IG champion.
Okay, well, that's who it is. I mean,
all right,
okay.
Forlam.
Cool, fun.
Look at him.
It's a blast.
There it is.
I mean, that's a major spoiler.
Not really.
Come on. I don't know what he's doing.
Nah.
Either way, so you got any more people from the original Greedo? I don't know. I don't think you just necessarily need it, but that would be fun.
He's not going to Mos Eisley. We don't know. He's going to Anchorhead. So
we didn't really talk about the rumor or the interview because Sam Jackson wants to come back some way, right?
Sure, he does.
I'll
tell you this.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Someone else was talking. Oh, they were talking recently about him joining the DC universe. Sam Jackson to me is reaching the Rock level of
overexposure.
Not overexposure, where he's more of a personality every time he shows up now instead of an
character.
To me, Sam Jackson, especially his early stuff like Stax Edwards and stuff like that, and like his acting, he's become such a celebrity and a beloved celebrity. I only see the celebrity now. I don't see the actor anymore. So
apologies.
Well, I accept. It is becoming where when he does show up in a thing, I'm kind of like
it's hard to separate.
Now I did not feel that way back with Mace Windu.
Okay.
So it happened in the past 10, 15 years with him.
Well, I mean, either way, I just don't. It's less about that for me and more about if it's a flashback, cool with it.
Yeah.
If he shows up and he's in Obi-Wan, or if he shows up and he's
still like without an arm and he's all like, I've been hiding too.
That'll drive me nuts.
Yeah,
it's like why?
And like, where have you been?
Where was he?
What were you doing?
As opposed to like, especially in Obi-Wan, 10 years later,
I see this fan stuff so many times. Like, I try and say it comes from a place of love. I remember watching the Batman, and there was that little kid, the mayor's son, that dies, and it was like, that's Robin. That's gonna be Robin. I was like,
he doesn't die.
You out of your damn mind if you think Matt Reeves is gonna take that little kid and make him Robin.
He said no.
I know, but the fans, there's a core that every little nugget comes from, and they try and figure something. It's like, no, that's the worst kind of storytelling to me. Like the shoehorning stuff. Well, I'm proposing, don't shoehorn stupid stuff. That's what I'm proposing.
Apologies. Okay. Apologies.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think?
What do I think? What?
Well, with Vader, if Vader,
if he shows up,
no, I know what Vader. What do you know? What Vader would say?
What
to what's his face? Palpatine, if he brought up Padme.
What?
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
Well, I'm going to.
That's what I think would happen. Man, no.
Look what
Maybe
you did
not.
to your wife.
Keep my wife's name.
Oh, we have fun with that on
If
tomorrow's
Obi-Wan
show. Big
shows up and starts talking Padme,
Yeah,
it's
we
over.
We have a show.
The memes. The memes.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so that's the question that we have there. That's from Greg Spalding. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right,
Greg.
next one. Hey, here goes. This goes into your question you were just talking about. What do you think about this shot from the Obi-Wan trailer? To me, I think this is Rex. Definitely a misdirection because they show a stormtrooper before the shot, but I analyzed this shot. The stormtrooper is on the other planet, and this is clear to be Tatooine. Plus, this is clear to be not to be stormtrooper armor. Just curious on your thoughts. I feel like maybe Rex will be the one to tell Obi-Wan about Vader. Not that he's Anakin, because I don't think he knows, but maybe because we need your help with this guy, or maybe just ask for help on a mission. I don't know.
I saw that quick from the front. It looked like a belly hanging over.
No, I could see that for a second, but I know exactly
what is that?
It's
his ass?
This particular shot is look. I'm trying to see if I can zoom in on it. It's like
Is it
the
the back
shot that he took. This is his arm right here.
It's his arm.
This part's his arm, and this blue here. This is
Or like a lower back.
I think that's why he thinks it's Rex, because it looks like this could be
Rex.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's possible. It's possible. And people have speculated that, and I wonder. I do think that you could have Tamora Morrison show up, and why not use him? You know, if he's going to be, if he's around and the family's doing Boba Fett, why not use him? It could make sense. Is this
like you talk about connecting the world?
Yeah.
There you go.
Is this Rex? I mean, maybe. I mean, because we know that it's going to lead up to he's been on the run, he's doing stuff, and we also know from Bad Batch that he's kind of out there, because Bad Batch is what like right afterwards, so it's within that year.
Yeah.
So this is like 8 years later, it's something like that.
I would like to see in the flashback. I love that scene in the beginning of Revenge of the Sith with, Obi-Wan and Anakin flying, and they go like talking to Oddball. That guy Oddball was like the pilot. Like I love that camaraderie between the two of them and their soldiers. Like to see more of that. I know the Clone Wars deals with that. So.
I wouldn't put this out of the realm of possibility.
No,
this is Rex.
I put that in a 75% category.
It's a good shot. TJ Marino, do you think it's possible? Sorry, let me see why this isn't working.
There you go. Nope.
Yep.
There you go.
Do you think it is possible that we will really see a live-action Ezra in the Ahsoka series? In Mandalorian Season 2, she only mentions Thrawn, but I hope they are looking for Ezra as well. At 100%.
I think it's that Mina Masad. I
Yeah.
think there was so much.
Yes.
There's so much smoke around that talk.
Sarah Dawson, I think, mistakenly tweeted out about
I
it,
think
too.
to see what he went
100%.
through, and they loved him in Aladdin, and then he did the whole thing where he couldn't get an audition.
Yeah.
And
He's
I think
dude, and he's perfect for Ezra.
yeah.
He's perfect for Ezra.
I think-
That kid's really good.
and then he'll be in Star Wars forever. And
Yeah, no, as Ezra,
I think that's
take it to the bank. Do I really think he's going to be in it? Yeah, I'll
because
go
you need to fill out
98%.
her supporting cast.
It's the story. The story.
and it's all about
because,
story.
Because the story ends in Rebels that they're looking for Ezra, and so now she's looking for Thrawn.
Where's Ezra?
They're linked together. So that's 100% like a given. The reason she's looking for Thrawn is because she's trying to find a friend. And
given.
Yeah. So I think it's 98% sure that you're going to get Ezra. We already know that Sabine is in it as well.
She was cast.
She was
right?
cast.
Yeah.
So they just haven't mentioned Ezra yet. But I think take it to the
They'll
bank.
wait for that.
Yeah. Or even if they do, maybe that's
Do you?
the mission. What's that?
Celebration. Do you think that announced then he comes on
Could
stage?
be.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a great call.
There you go.
Yeah, they could probably that's probably a really
Jimmy
good call.
Chick's coming through for you
Well,
guys.
think about that, because then they'll probably have a teaser at that point.
I don't know about that.
I bet you'll have a teaser.
We haven't even seen anything for Andor yet. We ain't seen a teaser for
Andor,
that.
you're going to see a full trailer.
Andor, yes.
Full trailer.
I don't know. We've been wrong so far on when we get trailers. We didn't think about Obi-Wan for a while. Like we kept saying we're going to get it now, and they never gave it
that's
to us.
true, because we didn't know because of the
Andor,
but this
I
is
think they
different,
need to
because-
start
But this is
pumping
different,
Andor.
though, because you got at Celebration I know. they show stuff.
I know.
And it's different when it's like it's just on the internet or
I think you get Andor trailer cast for Ahsoka, full cast on stage.
And not even a little teaser?
Nah, they ain't filming yet. They ain't filming yet.
By that point, May? I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Or they're doing those. We just started filming last week.
Like here's just a little.
Here's what we got. And it's like the shot of them in costume.
But I always go back to Guardians of the Galaxy, where they were shooting for 2 weeks, and they had like a full trailer that they showed it at
yeah, but wasn't that also shot for the? I know it was part of the jail scene where they're getting.
Shot,
but it's different
like a full
too.
Trailer. It was like a full trailer.
But that movie you needed, like we got
hype.
Not even hype. Like, hey, we know this seems like out of left field. This is what we got.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, either way.
I think Star Wars, you don't need to sell people.
I do think that after the conversations that we have having on this show today, though, I think there's a ton of stuff we're going to get.
Okay.
Ton. And that's not even including the video games and the comic books and the novels and all that stuff as well.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the next question. Some good questions here thus far. Russell Weitherman. With the talk that Lucasfilm is considering doing another season of Obi-Wan, see, there you go, Mike. Do you think there is enough story left to mine? Surely a season 2 couldn't have Vader again. This is a fantastic question, and this is what worries me about. I don't think that Boba Fett. Why do we need a second season?
No, stop.
There's no reason with that show. Seriously, they don't need to do that. Like we had this idea to do 3 seasons. Great, we had a lot of different ideas. Move on. Go somewhere else. Now, Obi-Wan. The way that Deborah Chow has made it seem is that it's a one-off. They didn't think about anything else. Now, if it's open-ended and there's new direction for it, it depends on how many stories. I don't know. I have to see how they play this out first. If they play it out where it's like 6 episodes and like, oh, that plays into episode 4 perfectly, then leave it alone. It's hard, right?
Well, we talked. For the longest time, your tune is kind of changing because for the longest time, it was like 6 episodes. This is the most exciting it's going to be. We know you're in, you're out, and that is it.
It's not changing. It's just
I know, but I'm like, I don't know if they give us what we're hoping, seeing them flashbacks to them.
Then
younger,
leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
I don't disagree. I'm on the same page.
We get the story, the story that they're telling that they said, hey, we're going to make an Obi-Wan. This is the story that needs to be told. I also kind of like the mysteriousness of Obi-Wan, like. He's just out there living his life doing nothing.
And then you're not going to see him for another 9 years.
And then he kind of gets lulled in that sense of like, this is my life now.
Right.
I don't want him every 6 months going off on an adventure.
I know. So that's what makes me nervous. And the reason, and there's the positive for having it is if you end the series and you go, oh, it was so good. They could tell so much more story. That's the one positive.
Okay.
The negative is, they know that they're just
milking it.
It's because it's the best ratings that they've ever got.
They got this. They're milking the teats.
Because they know this show is going to be their most successful show, maybe even more so than any Marvel
This is
show
the one that will, if you're not a subscriber to the show, if you're not into like all the other stuff, like you do know Obi-Wan, and you know Ewan McGregor, you're like, all right, he's coming back to the role. I'm in.
Even if you don't like the prequels,
right?
Nobody can argue that he was the best part of it. And to see him,
as the kids say, he understood the assignment.
Yeah, and knowing that, and building it off of like even if Mike Tyson and Holyfield fought today at 60 years old, people would still tune into it.
Because I kind of feel watching Mando, I didn't need a Boba Fett spinoff, but I saw where they're like, Boba Fett, he's really hitting it. Let's do this,
right?
And it.
Wait, who did Mike Tyson fight recently?
Did he still fighting?
No, remember
Logan Green? Marshall, whatever that guy's name is?
No, who did he fight? He fought
Paul
somebody.
Logan?
Roy Jones Jr., that's who he fought.
I don't know he's still fighting.
It was an exhibition. He fought Roy Jones Jr. But I just remember, my point is that it's Tyson, right? So if like Vader and Obi-Wan are fighting, and you go, oh, they're doing that on Disney Plus, people are like, I got to tune into it. I got to see what the hell is going on here. So, but I think a 6, but what I will say is I hope Moon Knight, by the way, is like each episode, I've seen 4.
Whoa, to you.
Well,
Jesus.
I'm not a brag.
Yeah,
it's just
a brag.
No, it's not. It is just a matter of to say that each episode is around 50 to 55 minutes.
Yeah.
That is, and it's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
That is what I hope they do with Obi-Wan.
I hope to God. I hope we're not doing half-hour things.
Because then, if we're doing 30-minute episodes, then we get a little nervous.
Mando was what? 10? 11?
Mando, no. I think Mando's season, how many episodes?
12?
Less. I think. How many seasons? Let me see.
What was that?
How many?
I just watched them both.
Episodes were in Mandalorian.
8.
Yeah,
it's 8. I'm thinking right now. I think it was 8.
Yep.
I was right.
And season.
But season 1, a couple of
season 2 was 13.
I thought so.
Wow, season 2 was 13.
Was it
episodes? Damn. Yeah, 13 episodes in season 2.
Was it really?
Shoot.
Quick on the Wikipedia link. Let me see that.
Season 1.
They'll do a breakdown of the episodes. I just watched
Season 1.
Scroll down. There we go. That's the first
Yeah.
one. Yeah. No.
No, what
8
the
and
hell are we
8.
talking about?
Because they're tying them together for a total of 16.
No, but I didn't
Look,
say
Marshall
16.
is number 9.
One,
They're wrong.
2, 3,
It's 8 and 8.
Okay, let's see.
'Cause they have 16 total.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, 8.
8
What the
and
hell are we
8.
talking about? 13.
But in those, like the episodes where remember people were like, oh, they're filler episodes. Yeah, but they're 35 minutes. They tell a little story. It worked good.
No, so that's stupid.
It's Wikipedia. Anyone could put anything in there.
That was
Come on.
Google. All
Was
right,
it?
next one. Kirsten Grant. Hello, Kirsten. How do you feel about the book of Boba Fett? It felt unplanned and it was thrown together. They missed a great opportunity in Mando 3 to build a great reunion with Grogu. Sad Obi-Wan is just one and done. We just kind of talked about a lot of such an incredible character. Your thoughts on Obi-Wan and the future of Star Wars movies?
Oh,
All right, well, we just talked about
Well,
Obi-Wan.
I agree 100%. I feel it was with Boba Fett. It was thrown together.
Yeah.
I think the Grogu was so rushed. Like that should have been the opening of Mando. Like to see that the build up.
Yeah.
Like he left him for what, a day, 2 days?
I think they got back together too fast. And I
Yeah,
think that might
something
have been a
was-
Disney note. But
Yeah.
what I will say is I enjoyed the fact that those 2 episodes were fantastic.
They were.
They were really good. But I do understand people's gripes with the idea that they just what happened. Boba Fett basically just gets like 4 episodes in his show, maybe 5. The problem with Boba Fett is they really didn't know what to do with them because they had all the cool stuff we loved about Boba Fett. They gave to Din. Like that version of Boba Fett that we all envisioned in our heads and all like where he would be and the kind of character he would be outside of the movies. That's everything that Din really did.
Yeah.
From the second you see him in season 1. So they wanted to make him so different that they kind of stripped away what made him cool. And and sure, like a redemption angle could work, but the problem was the way that they set it up in Mandalorian season 2. He wasn't that way. He was pretty ruthless, and he was a bit of a dick to Bo-Katan when he shows up. That's the Boba Fett. I think that was the biggest problem with the series is that was the Boba Fett I thought we were going to get, and when he just wipes out Bib Fortuna, you're like, okay, this guy is coming to play.
Yeah.
And then they show you those trailers, and it looks like that. But he's just like, everybody dicks him over. He lets everybody screw him over. He doesn't really force his hand at all.
What worked for me though were the first couple episodes when he was with the Tuskens and seeing I was like, oh, he's having to change who he is by learning of these people,
right? But
and then the end couple where he's like, oh, he's became of a chump.
But here's the problem with that. Even that, the Tusken part, that it took place before the Bib Fortuna stuff.
Right.
Because he comes back, he wants revenge. We don't really know his true motivation throughout the whole series, except he just wants to take over. And then he comes in, he kills Bib, and that's the last thing that he does.
Well, it sounds like what you were just telling me, we're not going to spoil anything about Morbius here in their post-credits. It seems like they filmed that scene for the end of Mando 2. They were like, this is going to be cool to show, but it really kind of goes against everything in the story.
Right. And so
that's a problem.
And so that's why I think that because Jon Favreau loves Boba Fett, and he wanted to do a Boba Fett series. That's why they did it.
Here's the thing.
Let it go. No more season 2.
If I'm hungry and you're telling me I'm going to cook you some chicken parm, and I was like, I love chicken parm.
Yeah.
And then you show up and they gave you eggplant parm. It's not as good. I don't want it. But if you would have told me that from the beginning,
right, I
would have been expecting eggplant and parm, and I would have gone in with eggplant parm and lowered expectations.
And you're right, because the trailer itself made it seem like it was going to be a full-on kind of hardcore gangster story.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what I will say, like Moon Knight episode 1, what they pitch in the trailer, and the same thing with the Batman, right?
Yeah.
What they pitch in the trailer, you get.
Those trailers for the Batman, that was the movie.
That was the movie. You didn't get that in Boba Fett. They pitched you a different tone.
And there's nothing, hey, marketing's got to market.
Yeah, but
you can't be mad at the fans. People can't get mad at others who's like, oh, you just got to go with it. I was like, no, I was given something.
That's right. It's different than when you're like, well, what do you hope to see in Boba Fett? And you don't see anything. And you're like, well, what I want to see him do this, and then you see the trailer. Well, that's not what I wanted. Well, that's what they gave you. But they're telling you that this is the way that they set it up from the heads of the table, all that. Fennec was way more of a gangster and ruthless, and she should have been run. And I was hoping that they would have gone a direction where she turned on him and shot him in the head.
That's why people were saying Fennec's going to turn on him.
I hoped, but
because you're like, oh,
yeah, that it was. Look, it's the same. But what I will say, the same thing though.
What's that?
It was still Star Wars, and it was fun Star Wars.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed.
It's like pizza.
The movies. Yeah,
even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
And well, maybe sometimes, but I much prefer at least it had a through line, and I get to watch Star Wars television every week. And if you didn't like an episode one week, you got something the following week. So, but I just don't think I care to see
I don't need to see any
Fett
more
season
about
2. I don't think a lot of people want to see a season 2. I'm very curious if they're going to
bring Mando back.
I wonder, by the way, if they're going to announce that and how that will go over. I don't think people will get excited about it.
No. What they'll do is they'll throw in a fan favorite character, and that'll get everyone excited.
Maybe.
Watch. They'll throw in some. Dash Rendar will show up.
The only way that
like Matthew McConaughey, and they'll lose their minds.
Well, the only way that you can really save that show, I think, is that if you go down that direction,
Fennec, turn on him,
or just make him more ruthless again.
But then you've got to explain why the change of heart. And you got 6 episodes, and they're going to bring the speeder gang in there again.
Even the Wookiee they set up to be such a badass, and then he's just like a different
when Black
Chewbacca.
Chrysanthemum came in there, I was like, bumpy, dumpy, dump at the end. I was like, come on.
At the very end, he's just another foot soldier. He's not, and he's good too. And you finally got a bad Wookiee. Everybody turned good.
I'm all right with that show not coming back.
Yeah. All right, next one.
What do you got?
This is from Tan Eugene.
Sounds like a Star Wars name.
It does. Ever since Rogue One came out, could we see
Gareth Edwards coming back to the franchise?
Thank you. Maybe he will come on board to direct future Mandalorian episodes. It would make more sense for him to come in and do Andor, wouldn't it?
I also feel like I think there was something happened at the end where Gilroy came in to finish the film. Yeah. So he ain't coming back.
I think for him, what happened, I think he was the one where like Lord and Miller were pretty vocal.
Yeah.
You knew that they had a sync time. These other, like, it didn't seem like it went well with the Game of Thrones dudes. It didn't seem like it went well with a lot of these people that were pretty vocal. Gareth Edwards is the only one who kind of played ball with them and made it seem like everything was cool.
Yeah.
So I do think he could return. I think because remember, he even showed up in The Last Jedi. I mean, I know it was around the same time they were filming Rogue One, but I think he could show up to direct. He could direct an episode of Andor, which would be fun because it fits into it. So I hope so. I like him a lot. I think that would be interesting. Plus, him and Gilroy have worked together. Now, how they got along is the other question.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on, I wanted to let you guys know, and if you haven't heard about COINBASE, I'm going to tell you about COINBASE. We have been with COINBASE recently and excited to start telling you about COINBASE. And here you go. Question for you guys is if you've identified as crypto curious. If you've ever thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, but you felt a little overwhelmed, COINBASE makes learning to buy and sell simple. Much coin, such base. If you've been following the cryptocurrency craze, now is the time to start getting involved. COINBASE makes it quick and easy to start your own portfolio and learn to trade like a pro. If you've been looking to level up your financial portfolio, it's always good to diversify. Why not think about cryptocurrency? Backed by the world's leading investors, COINBASE keeps your portfolio safe and secure while adding crypto into your mix. COINBASE offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. They support the most popular digital currencies on the market and make them accessible to everyone. Millions of people in over 100 countries trust COINBASE with their digital assets. Whether you're looking to diversify, just getting started, or searching for a better way to access crypto markets, start today with COINBASE. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin, but you have to sign up today at Coinbase.com/bigthing. Sign at Coinbase.com/bigthing for $10 in free Bitcoin. The offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. And that's Coinbase.com/bigthing. All right, moving on to some other questions here as we talked about this one. There's a lot of great questions here. Chris Morris. Spitballing with friends and nobody has a good answer for this. What stories could Lucasfilm tell that are set many years after the Star Wars trilogy? Can't really go down another Empire or First Order route. That's been done to death. Agreed. So what should they come up with and what would interest the Sith Council? What do you got there, Mike?
So post Rise of Skywalker.
Post Rise of Skywalker. There's two things that I could think of.
Using characters we've seen or all new stuff?
I mean, that's what he's asking. He's asking how you do it. So he can't get a good answer to it. So I'm trying to give him a good answer.
I don't.
You don't know. You don't have an answer for the.
I'm partial to a Dash Rendar series, and I think.
How does that fit in?
But he ties into the OG trilogy so well.
So you have no idea what you're talking about.
I want to see him as an older guy. Maybe he's lost some stuff in his life. Maybe he's chasing down the love of his life.
So you really don't have
love Star Wars.
So you really don't have an answer for this guy either. So
okay, let's hear yours, tough guy.
There's two of them. Well, the first is
that
what they talked about with John Boyega, right?
Oh, so someone else's idea.
Yes. So the first part is if you go with Boyega in a television series.
He said no characters from the thing, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
What the hell are you talking about?
I thought he said no.
So what stories could they tell that are set many years after the Star Wars trilogy? He just said you can't do Empire first round.
Oh, so
right?
you're going to go the easy way and use established characters. Okay.
No, of course. It's not the easy way. He's asking which ones you can do.
Okay.
So the first part of it is if you're going to go with Finn, you do the exploration of him trying to find about his past and actually exploring his Force nature and all of that, and stay away from the idea of the Empire and the First Order and whatever. You can figure out wherever he's going to do. He could have certain adventures inside of a 6 to 8 episode. But what I think that they should do is they should wait 10 or 15 years or even 20 years and wait until Daisy Ridley is in her 40s and have her come back as the old established Jedi. Let's actually finally do an established Jedi Order reestablished back, and then we have something, whether it's an inside of the Sith or whatever it might be. And what I hated what they did was they got away with the idea of, well, we're not going to do Sith anymore. We're not going to do because people. It's like bring back the Sith and bring back the Jedi, or at least have them at one kind of capacity, and have what we thought Luke was going to do with the Jedi Academy, that we were going to see it anyway. Let Rey do that, and let's actually see it and have a school of Jedi years later, 40 years later. Maybe if we do actually see it, because they did this in the novels, where that's ultimately where the genesis of Rey and Kylo Ren started from, was Jason and Jaina Solo, and like adapt some stuff from the things that they did, from the books. I think it's something you could do, but I actually think they stay away from that time period for as long as you can.
Yeah, I want something. I don't want a Skywalker anywhere in there.
It wouldn't be Skywalker though, unless you read
Rey Skywalker.
True.
We got that going on.
That's my favorite.
The new Skywalkers.
Where was that old lady going, by the way?
What was she doing out there?
What was she doing?
What was she doing out there?
What was she doing? She's just like
anytime you're in a desert somewhere. In any movie, no one's out there. It's a desert. What's she out there? And then the fans. That's Pelimoto. Blah blah blah. I was like, oh.
What's her name?
I'm the big Pelimoto. Isn't that the fucking Amy Sedaris character?
Oh! I thought you meant from the lady in Rise of Skywalker.
No, that's what the fans are like. That's Pelimoto.
So here's a question for you, Inner Geekdom Champion. What is that character's name? The old lady in the desert who asked Rey what her name is.
Haggard Exposition.
It's a good one. Yeah,
That's who it is.
She's. I mean, who are you?
Oh, Annie, my bones are aching. The storms are coming, Annie. Yeah, that's still the same lady.
It was such a layup of like, who are you? Rey. Rey who?
Like, why do you care? Okay. Or like, what are you doing around that place? No one's been there for years. Do you belong here?
She's like
then
scavenging.
You say, oh yeah, I do.
She was scavenging.
Oh.
That was a stupid scene.
God Almighty.
It was stupid. Rey who? Shut up.
God Almighty.
The woman's also 27 years old, by the way.
It's Tatooine.
All right. We did that one already. Sean Nicholson. With the inclusion of so many prequel elements in the Disney Plus shows, what's something from the prequels you'd like to see included in an upcoming series or film? I'd like to see more of Coruscant. Absolutely more of Coruscant. But I want to see more of, I think goes back to what Mike and I were talking about with the flashbacks in Obi-Wan. I want to see that Clone Wars time.
Yeah.
I want to see that time. I want to see Clone Wars fights in live action.
Yeah, that's for me. And again, I am not a Clone Wars aficionado like so many Star Wars fans are. So for all that great storytelling, I want to see that in live action.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
That I want to see definitely more of the Clone Wars in live action. All right, let's do this last one. Matthew Schaefer. Is Rogue Squadron happening? Because I both heard that it is and it isn't. I thought I heard Patty was dropping a movie from her schedule to go back to doing Rogue Squadron. It's so weird because...
There's been no talk on Wonder Woman 3 aside from it's been greenlit.
Right.
So...
I don't know, man. I mean, I think, look, if it is... This is another thing, going back to the whole thing we've been talking about with this conversation, is that you'd probably hear about it at Celebration. If they decided...
There's just it's such a great... We talk about the movies that it's a weird fine line they're trying to decide, but like Rogue Squadron, you just make a badass Top Gun in space. You make Top Gun in space. You see that trailer? You just got those as rebel pilots.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
man. The question is as far as what
time
period.
I know. That's the whole thing. I think you put it in the middle of the OG trilogy.
Either way,
you do Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, and I don't need it to tie back into anything.
No.
That's the type of stuff those, like, when it comes to movies, and obviously I've been very vocal that I love the TV stuff over the movies at the moment because I just think the storytelling is better within TV. However, if you're gonna do movies, I would like to see movies like this because it's a one-off. It's fun.
I go back to the day of in the mid
expectations.
90s and 2000s of playing Star Wars video games and like the Rogue Squadron game and all that. Like you didn't care that Luke didn't show up or if he did show up. It was just like a ton of cool ass story.
Yeah.
Like just that to me lends itself to not tying into anything else. They're off on another side of the galaxy. They're a fighter squadron out there, just doing their thing. They come in and help plan it out or whatever.
What they really need to do is the same thing like I think that Marvel is doing, and at least we'll start to see.
What's that?
Is connect your, and this is what we talked about and how you said you're understanding it now, but connect your TV shows to your movies, right? So if you connect something that's really popular inside of your TV show, explore that into a movie. You know, so if you start, like, if The Acolyte becomes something big, then give me a high.
And that's what you got a Rogue Squadron. You got a group of 10 people.
Right.
A couple of the characters hit with audiences. Make them pop. You don't have to bring the whole group in.
Right.
Yeah. Rogue, they need to get that fixed. They need to get Patty back on board.
I don't know. Yeah, but as far as
I think
she's out. But
if
she's not announced at Celebration coming back, then I think it's over.
Here's the thing: have you ever heard of a director splitting with a studio over creative differences that has come back?
That's the question. The question is how much of that was true. The question was it true because of creative differences?
But they said it was creative differences.
They said schedule. They said scheduling.
Oh,
they said scheduling. Then there was a report that came out that said it was creative differences. But the
scheduling
official report was scheduling or something. Who knows anymore? It just seems to happen all the damn time. But last one here. Do you think Lucasfilm has an end game for movies? No. Like, after a certain point, do you think they will reboot with episode 1? No.
Nope.
Or do you think when it comes to movies, they will just keep doing single-shot movies? I know you like. I'm like you. I prefer TV, but there is something special about going to the theater to see Star Wars. Maybe single-shot movies are the way to go and make TV and connected on. We just kind of covered that.
It's 100%
for
right.
sure. So yeah, we agree. But that's Ben. It's funny. We literally just.
But Ben, what you're saying? They will never reboot with a one.
Nah, they can't.
I hope
they can't hurt their can. I actually have 2 more left here, so
we'll
do that. Ryan Rosamilia, do you ever see Disney ever mining the Star Wars video games for a TV movie storyline? Something's got to make Knights of the Republic. Do I ever see them doing it? No. Should they be doing it? Yes. I don't understand.
There's such a disconnect between video games and movies with every studio. You're just like,
but it's not just that.
I know.
It's for them. For them,
just
it's
like
also
Uncharted.
They also have tons of books, and like,
I know.
and it was the most telling thing ever was when there was an interview years ago when Kathleen Kennedy had said, "Well, we're unlike these other franchises. We don't have source material to go off of." It's like, what are you talking about? You have tons of source material. It's like
there's a disconnect.
I mean, you can take that entire Knights of the Old Republic storyline and turn that into many seasons of television. I mentioned it tons of times over. Darth Plagueis, Darth Bane, all of these things that you have, you can take tons of these games and things. I just, for some reason, and I think that as much as I love and am anticipating Obi-Wan more so than I've ever anticipated anything in Star Wars, I also think it's going to be a detriment to the creative process because they go, oh, see, this is what they want to see. They want to see familiar characters. That's why it did so well. The other one didn't do as well, but they're getting scared and they're doing Boba Fett. And they've already proven that Mandalorian was a brand new character, but then and then people will argue, yeah, but they needed Luke in order to get really big ratings. It didn't need Luke, but I'm glad that they did. It made sense for the story, but they didn't need it. But it made sense for the story. So I hope, and Ahsoka to me is a different argument because Ahsoka is not the same type of familiar character that an Obi-Wan and a Boba Fett is because Ahsoka is meant for the hardcore Star Wars fan who watched the animation series. Like, I always bring up my friend John Pinto. John Pinto has no idea who Ahsoka is. He knows who Boba Fett is. Yeah. He knows who Obi-Wan is. He has no clue who Ahsoka is. So that is a new character that they're exploring inside of live action. So I think it's a good move. But they need to establish new characters, and you need to establish this High Republic period if it's going to be. And they could adapt. They have so many books they could adapt. And especially, like, look at Lost Stars. Lost Stars is the perfect thing for them because they have... It's set in that sweet spot in between the original trilogy. Yeah. It's set in between 4, 5, and 6, and they could connect all of it. And you have like Tarkin show up and Leia show up, but they're not like crucial to they're not like the main characters. They're like side characters in the story. It's about these two particular. It's like a Romeo and Juliet that's happening throughout the whole entire thing, and it would be a great story to adapt, and that's the type of thing if you're going to explore in the familiar, but still making it new.
Okay.
All right, last question here. John H. Campbell Jr., with Luke offering a choice to Grogu in the book of Boba Fett and Grogu choosing to be with Din, does that pretty much put Mara Jade out of the picture for good? Otherwise, Luke would be a hypocrite choosing Mara. Yeah, they're never going to happen, because plus the fact that Lucas didn't like her. Then
Mara's not coming. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't like her.
Nope. Well, at least George Lucas didn't, right? So
the things with her are not part of canon anymore, right?
No.
Yeah,
it's
so
not.
they ain't gonna.
Yeah, and because I know that it was Nathan Hamill that actually told his dad about Mara. He didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, wait, I had a girlfriend. They never gave me a girlfriend. But I don't think they're going that route with him, because they don't even mention. They never mention her. They never mention the attachment in the new movies. And I think pretty much
She never showed up in Clone Wars, right, or anything like that.
I
don't think
no,
so.
she didn't. But the only
she's in the video games.
Yeah, is she in the video games?
Mm-hmm.
If she,
because they had an actress that modeled her
Okay.
for something.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I was going to give this a percentage, I would give it a 2%. And the only reason
give it that.
the only reason I even give it that is because I am like crossing my fingers that the scene that Luke and Ahsoka had in Book of Boba Fett, when he says, "I'm never going to see you again," and it seems like they're going to see each other again.
Yeah.
Whether he shows up in the Ahsoka series, or then people have been kind of rumoring that it was going to spin off an Heir of the Empire kind of miniseries with Luke and Thrawn and the stuff that we had always wanted to see with the way that it set that up. That would be fascinating if they actually did that. If they actually played the Luke Skywalker stuff with Thrawn and played and then brought Mara Jade into it in the unknown regions, then okay. But I think it is very, very unlikely, but I could see it potentially. If they were going to do it, that's where you would do it.
Okay.
All right, that's it. That's the show. It was a good show.
Yeah,
Please make sure that you guys subscribe, hit the notification button, all that. We have we got reviews of Morbius up on the channel right now. We have Moon Knight episode 1 spoiler and non-spoiler from episodes 1 through 4 if you want to see the non-spoiler, but if you want to see the full spoiler, you can check that out also. We are going to have an episode of Big Thing up tomorrow with myself, Brett, and Kate and then on Friday we're just starting the rewatch series of Jurassic Park with myself, Winston, and Coy. And then on Monday, Roxy Schreier is going to be on the show. So we have a lot of stuff to do. And don't forget about the Movie Trivia Schmodown, the Friday Night Titans episode. We're super excited to show you that also. Ben, the Boss Bateman, who's he going to call out? Well, we're going to find that out on Friday. Who's it going to be? We don't know. We got to see. All right. For Mike Kalinowski, I'm Kristian Harloff. See you next time on Sith Council. Thanks, everybody.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.